not quite sure why a subscriber asked me this question, but it's a good question though. But I'm just trying to figure out. I don't remember stating that in any of my videos, which I almost had 500 by the way. And I don't remember saying it on Twitter or Facebook or saying anything to anybody on my Instagram or nothing like that. So I'm not quite sure. I might have though. I might have. You never know. But I'm not quite sure where that came from. But yeah, that's a topic we could talk about though, man. Why LAUNCHPAD1412 doesn't drink or smoke. Wow. Well, let's kind of start from the beginning. Of course, as you were kids, you were told not to drink or smoke. You were told that it was bad for you and stuff like that. So I definitely took heed of that. I took it to the head. I probably took it to the head more than most of my peers. I would probably say that's safe to say. But that's definitely part of the reason why. I remember the Dare guy. This might sound funny, man, but I remember the Dare, the McGruff dog. I believe it was McGruff, the dog. Taking a bite out of Crime Dog, I believe that was, man. That dog, oh my goodness, man, that dog showed up. I'm telling you, that dog. It seemed like the dog showed up twice a week. I'm telling you, it wasn't twice a week, but it seemed like it, man. But they really, what I'm trying to say, that they really put forth an effort to make sure that there was no chance of you. That they did everything in their power to make it so that you wouldn't drink or smoke when in your life. So. It definitely stayed with me. I have to admit that stayed with me whenever people ask me about that. I don't necessarily tell them that right there, but I'm not going to lie. It's one of the things that come to my mind. But another reason why I don't drink or smoke is because I like to be in full of control of everything I say or do. I'm very honest, sober. I'm extremely honest. I'm not honest to the point where it's like overbearing, or you be like, man, this guy's a jerk. I'm not that type of honest. You got those type of, there's a way you can be honest. There's a way you can say anything. Some people are straightforward with it. They hit you with the honesty, punch you right in the face with it, bam. I'm a little bit more smoother with it depending on the situation. And life to me, everything is situational. Some things requires an aggressive act, and I think some things acquire a calmer act. Like I said, it just depends on what it is. But most of the time, I'm a very nice guy, so most of the time when I come through with the truth, I try to be as lighthearted as I can. So the person that because no one really likes to hear the truth about themselves or the truth about anything to a degree. So I try to bring it as lightly as I can. Sometimes it just seems impossible. But at any rate, what I'm trying to say is that I'm very honest, sober, and I like to be in fully control of everything that I say. Everything that I say, everything that I do. When people are drunk or people are even like when people get high, it's not really it doesn't really take them out of their frame of mind too much. At least from what I've noticed, I've never got high. I've never smoked weed. I've never smoked a cigarette. I've never drank a drink. And it's crazy. Well, it's not crazy, but some people say it's crazy, and I'm like, yeah, I've never done any of those things. I've had, women try to peer pressure me into doing it, but I have it. Some very beautiful women, man. Some very beautiful women that, try to peer pressure me, man. Try to get me to do it, but I never did it. And I had guys try to peer pressure me into it. Not necessarily, not the ones that were my friends. Like my friends. And people that knew me for the most part, they never pressured me into do it. Because honestly, for a while, my friends didn't do it. But as we got like later on in high school, I say like around 17, 18, that's when they started to do it. And, things got messy at times, man. These guys were slurring their words and, stumbling all over the place. And I would see drunk women sometimes stumbling all over the place when we go to clubs and stuff like that. And thing of it is, I wasn't really a club guy. Like, I wasn't a club guy when I was a young man. I really wasn't a club guy. I was more of I'll stay at home and watch a movie type of guy, or I'll sit home and play the game. I remember back then we had 64. I was playing, Mario Party. I was playing, Mario Kart, Mario 64. I was fine with that, though. I was fine with being at the crib doing that, or watching Low Down Dirty Shame or Money Talks. Or those are the movies I was watching at the time. How to Be a Player, Sprung. Those are the movies I was kind of watching at that time when I was a little bit younger, and I was comfortable with that. I was cool with that. I didn't need any girls, I was cool with that. But I met new friends, and when I met new friends through basketball, they like to go out. So, being they like to go out, I started going out too. When I started going out, one of the things that I noticed that a lot of women would go. A lot of women around my age, around 17, 18 at the time, would go to the clubs a lot. And I love women. I love the women. So I used to go for the women most part. They were like, yo, what we doing today? They would ask me. I'm like, man, whatever y'all doing today. And if they decide to go to the club, my next question would be, any women gonna be there? Or the girls gonna be there? Would be like my next question. But I never got drunk, man. Never got high. And I always wanted to be in full control. And it's crazy, not necessarily crazy, but it's funny. My friends, they thank me a lot for being that guy that didn't do that, and they respect it so much because I was a guy that was, first of all, I was mentally strong enough not to be that guy. And second of all, I helped them get out of a lot of situations, being that I was a sober one. Now, I had to calm my boy from fighting this grown man one time that I knew there was a fight that he couldn't win. I knew we couldn't win. We just, grown man strength is different from teenage strength. We just didn't have, we wasn't that battle tested. We didn't have, the weaponry at that time. Not necessarily weapons per se, but weapons as far as like your body, the body to fight this grown man. This dude was massive. This dude looked like he probably could have been part of the strongest man in the world contest or something like that. So, we wasn't ready for that type of battle at that time. So I got him about it. I stopped him from fighting even some people that he could beat, that he probably could have beat drunk. And my boy, he wasn't bad with the hands, but you can't be there no matter how good you was. Even how Ali has been knocked out before. So you just gotta well, not I'm not saying anybody in particular, but I just I always was that guy. And I remember a couple times I had to drive them home, man. I had to drive them home. There was too bent to drive. I don't know what they call it these days, but I remember back then they would say bent, man. It's too bent to to even drive back home. So I definitely helped them out with that. And even though it wasn't always my cup of tea, I did have fun with my friends back then when we used to do that, when we used to go there, because there was always girls there, so I always would have fun just doing that. But there was some times where I didn't go because I was in love with the basketball, and I played basketball an awful lot. There was times I picked working on my game opposed to going out. And yeah, man, but yeah, those are the reasons. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Hopefully you guys like that or like what I had to say about the video. But yeah, man, if you want my advice, man, I would say don't drink, don't drink or don't smoke, of course, because for your health reasons. And so you can make brighter decisions, for the grown people. I think it's one thing to get tipsy, and it's another to get drunk, man. I don't think anybody really wants to get like drunk like that. I don't know. Everybody's different, man. But I definitely don't ever want to be drunk, man. Then the next day, people are throwing up and this and that. I definitely don't want to sound judgmental, man. But it's definitely not my thing, man. I'll let the I'll let the junkies and the people that like to do that have that. But for the kids, man, from LAUNCHPAD1412, definitely, man, don't do any drinking or smoking, man. Take it from me. You can be a guy that doesn't have to do that, and you can have an alright life. My life is decent right now. My social life is cool. I'm married. So you don't always gotta socialize. You don't always gotta be doing what everybody else is doing, to have friends. But yeah, hopefully you guys like this video, man. Shout out to whoever listens. Shout out to that subscriber that asked me to do this. And yeah, real quick summary right here of the game. This is a good game, really good game. I don't know. I just think this was just a game where I made more plays than he did. And that interception by Bostic, that usually interception I got by Bostic, and I took it all the way to the house. I think that was the play of the game opposed to this right here. That was a big play, man. That was an absolute big play when I intercepted that ball, or when I got a couple stops on defense. And this guy, he passed more than the guys I usually face, which was kind of shocking to me. So it gave me opportunity to make plays as far as forcing him to turn over the ball, sending blitzes and trying to be in areas where he liked to throw the ball. But yeah, man, shout out to my opponent, man. Shout out to all the subscribers for showing me love, for viewing this video. I appreciate you guys so much. I can never thank you guys enough. This is your boy LAUNCHPAD1412. Hope y'all enjoyed the vid, and I'm out.